Welcome back to the Fruit of the Spirit series, where today we will be learning about patience. This is a YIN styled class, as we will be holding most poses somewhere between 3 to 5 minutes. You'll need a bolster and 2 blocks for today's class. Today we will be using the scripture Romans 12:12. It is rejoice in hope, be patient in affliction, and persevere in prayer. Today we'll be meditating on that scripture, and let's get started in child's pose. Finding a child's pose variation that's comfortable for you. Go ahead and melt into this pose. There should be very minimal muscular effort. You're welcome to close the eyes as we center for this practice. Go ahead and focus on surrendering ourselves, giving ourselves either just the grace that we need or surrendering ourselves to God while we try to work on this patience. Let us be open to receiving it. After you've done that, let's focus on the breath. Breathing in through the nose, feeling the lungs fill up entirely, a 360 degree, and then exhale, blowing all of that old air away. Once again, breathe in the warm air through the nose, down the back of the throat, into the lungs. And exhaling from the lungs, through the throat, and out the nose. A YIN-styled class is the perfect opportunity for us to work on our patience, as we will be holding every pose for multiple breaths, multiple minutes. It gives us the time we need to slow down, slow our thoughts, and be present. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." So for this YIN class, we will work on being still. Last breath in this pose. Slowly come up. Let's find our props. We'll need both blocks and our bolster. Finding a seated position, our legs, or feet, together, and our knees out wide. Go ahead and place the blocks under the legs or the knees somewhere for support. And bring this bolster in wherever you can so you can rest your head in a slight forward fold. Now, once you've had enough time to find this pose, let's come back to the breath. In through the nose, and let it go. challenge not just being still in this class with our bodies, but also being still with our minds. We are always challenged to be productive, maybe making lists of things that need to be done. We're always trying to push ourselves to do and be more. Now is the time to give yourself some grace and forget, or at least put off until later, all of those things that you feel that need to be done. Because the real and important work isn't how much we can do in a day. It's really finding and working on our connection with God. Maybe it's been a while since you've spoken with Him last. Maybe it's been a while since you've prayed, or just sat in silence waiting to hear His voice. Or maybe it was just a few hours ago. It's just this morning. It's just yesterday. Wherever you are in your relationship or journey with Christ, there's always time to continue to work on it and be patient. These things don't just grow overnight. Last breath in this pose. Gently come up, release your head from the bolster. And let's remove our blocks over to the side. Let's bring those feet about bolster's distance apart. To come forward into a forward fold. Gently moving your bolster to wherever you have sort of met your 80% max. And then relax in this fold. Just become aware that your feet should be flexed. And hopefully you're not sagging too much in the shoulders, as we're leading with our hearts. Maybe you're coming to this flow today, not necessarily for the God or Christ part of the fruit of the Spirit, but more for the patience. Maybe you're here because you have been feeling short-fused. Maybe you just feel more irritable overall, or you're feeling rushed to always be getting something done. I hope you are finding comfort in this stillness and keeping your mind centered on just your breath, just on one thing at a time. Grab onto that bolster and slowly rise. Now for our next pose, you can move that bolster out of the way for just a little bit. And grab one block. Come onto your back. Make yourself comfortable. Make sure your feet are directly below your knees and lift the sitting bones. Place that block underneath there. Make sure you have it in a position where you feel stable and secure. Before relaxing, sinking into this pose, and coming back to your breath. Find the focus that works for you. Whether it's just centering in on your breath, feeling the inhales and the exhales, or maybe it's time to come back to our scripture. Romans 12:12. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in affliction. And persevere in prayer. Maybe now is the time to focus on one of the three parts of our scripture. Which one calls to you? Last breath in this pose. Gently lift the sitting bones just enough to pull out that block. And let's find our bolster. Set it over onto the left side of your mat. Tee the arms out wide. Bring those knees in and drop them over to the left. Setting your feet on that bolster however they are comfortable. Come back to your breath. Are you having any improvement on being still? Not only with your body, but with your mind. We can visibly fidget with our hands, our feet, or whatever, but our mind can also fidget, can trail off into thoughts where we easily start spiraling. But how easy are you able to acknowledge that it's left your center of focus and just gently bringing it back? It's just in our nature to keep moving. No judgment, just grace. Bring it back to where you want it to be. come back to center. Let's move that bolster over onto the other side. Seeing the arms back out, bringing the knees up and over to the right. Taking a moment to find comfortable placement and becoming still. One more breath in this pose. We'll come back to center. And let's move all the props out of the way as we come into our Shavasana. Bring the feet down, maybe rolling the shoulder blades back and palms up. In Galatians 5:25, it says, "If we live by the Spirit, may we be guided by the Spirit." And I hope today that your practice of living patience will help guide you to be more patient. Let's focus on our scripture of Romans 12:12. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in affliction. And persevere in prayer. Let us always continue to have hope. Let us continue to be patient in times of affliction. It's very easy to want to jump from one thing to the next in that time. But let us remember the solution to that is persevering in prayer. Last breath, all together as a class. Thank you for joining me today in our Fruit of the Spirit practice as we focused on patience. May your yoga practice continue to thrive.